So how's the Comet in the end of the day? Well, it definitely is a After the Second World War, cars like the BMW Isetta and the Fiat 500 were the ones that brought mobility at an affordable pricing for the masses. Today though, things are a little different. Today, not only affordability is what's important, but also the car needs to be chic as well. And the Comet is here exactly to do that. Not only does it want to be an affordable electric vehicle for the masses, but it also wants to do it in style by being chic, fashionable and trendy. Has that formula worked for MG? That's what we are going to find out today. Hello and welcome to Beachow, and today we are going to be looking at the MG Comet EV. On the outside, it's small, tall and has tiny wheels. In fact, it is so quirky that there hasn't been a single occasion where people haven't stopped me and asked me what this car is all about. Everything from its LED headlights to the light bar that's on both front as well as the back make the car stand out in traffic. Even this MG logo glows when you are charging the car, and when you are in traffic, there is no way that you can mistake a Comet even if it's a mile away from you. This car is really fascinating, it's really head turning, and it is something which grabs attention no matter where you are in the city. And that quirkiness follows all the way onto the inside as well. Open these massive doors and you have a very fresh take to interior design. Over here on the inside, the design language is completely different from what you'll find in any other car. Firstly, there is no glove box. The dashboard is just a flat shelf that looks great and looks very uniform in design, but there is a small problem, and that problem is you really can't leave anything valuable in this car because it's going to be visible to anyone and everyone who's passing by. That said though, these massive screens in front look absolutely gorgeous, and they have the sharpness and the crispness of something that you would probably expect on a high-end smartphone. The steering controls on this two-spoke wheel are also very reminiscent of the first generation iPod. And because there is no center console, you can literally shimmy from one side, from the driver's seat to the passenger seat and back without any problems. And that also means that you've got insane amount of space over here apart from legroom where you can keep things. Apart from this interior looking fresh, very minimalistic, the best part is that the fit and finish and the feel of everything is great. In fact, these buttons, let it be the AC controls or the gear selector switch or the power window buttons or any other buttons, including the buttons on the steering wheel, everything has a very satisfying clicky feel to it. No matter if you're looking at this car from the inside or the outside, the Comet actually presents a very fresh take on how to design a car rather than the boring, conventional, mundane designs. And most of it is because there is no restrictions for the designer where they have to make a car around an engine or a gearbox. They kind of have a free hand in how they want to lay things out. Now the battery that comes with the Comet is a 17.3 kilowatt hour unit that is made from prismatic cells. What that means is that it actually provides more efficiency from a similarly sized battery pack. In terms of features, there are a lot of hits. The infotainment system is super responsive and fluid. The side storages are actually quite large and can fit a lot of things in it. The steering is supremely light to drive around town. Due to this large glass area around you, the car feels very airy and very open. Also, because of the high seating, you're always aware of your surroundings very well. The passenger seat is surprisingly easy to slide ahead, so people can get in the back, and once they are there at the back, it's surprisingly roomy for them over there as well. Like, I am 5'8" and these front seats are set up to my height, and when I go back there, I still have a ton of legroom as well as a lot of headroom. But the main point of the Comet is to be a chic little city car, somewhat similar to the Fiat 500, but at a very different price point. And to find that out, we need to take this car out on a drive. Now, the first thing you realize about the MG Comet is that the steering wheel is super light. Along with that, the drive selector is nice and clicky, which gives you a really good feedback. Apart from the reverse, neutral and drive, the drive selector has 3 drive modes, which is Eco, Normal and Sport. In Eco, you get the most relaxed driving. And that is probably the best if you're just pottering around in town. Between normal and sport mode, I actually didn't find a lot of difference. There is a little bit difference, but not very significant, where I would rather keep the car in normal than go all the way into sport. This is not the ideal terrain for this car, but even if you're driving this car in the city on decent roads, I won't say the best quality roads, but even if you're driving this car on decent roads in the city, you do feel the suspensions working all the time, and you feel each and every bump that comes underneath. Out here on these normal roads, the suspensions do work a lot better because they don't have to filter out so much of the undulations which is getting through them. That said though, the suspensions do feel busy all the time, especially at the rear. I mean, these suspensions would be great if you're in a place like Delhi or in the state of Kerala where the roads are immaculate and beautiful. Here in Pune roads, actually, it is a little bumpy. But then again, as my friend says, Pune roads are so bad that even a 1 crore rupee car sometimes feels like you're driving a tractor. So keep that in mind as well. But in terms of how this car delivers its power is very linear. It's something you wouldn't expect from a EV, because in an EV you generally expect and experience a sudden surge of power because of that instant torque. Here that's not kind of the case. It's more linear, it's more gradual in the way it's giving you power. That said though, you should not and wouldn't expect a lot as well. See the suspensions? That said though, you shouldn't and wouldn't expect a lot as well from a 42 PS 110 Newton meter car. But for what it is in the city, this car feels pretty much enough. The best part about driving this car in the city though is the combination of its zippy nature while at the same time having these compact dimensions, which makes it of course very easy to park, but at the same time it makes it super easy to just cut through traffic and get to wherever you want to. Acceleration and speed is kind of compensated by its small size, where you can literally place this car through other cars and just get through wherever you're going without getting stuck in a lot of situations. In terms of handling, there is not much to talk about. Of course, as I mentioned before, the car has small wheels and it's got a very tall body, because of which the center of gravity is a little off. And it's best you don't go really fast in this car. It's a city car and it enjoys itself the best when you're doing speeds between say 40 to 60, 70 kilometers per hour. That's where this car is the most comfortable. This is actually a great car for city use. It's small, it's easy to park, it's very compact, which means you can get in and out of traffic super easily and not get stuck on a lot of places. The performance and power is pretty decent. Handling, of course, city car, so you don't expect this car to handle, especially by looking at its outside dimensions. It's not a handling car. So how's the Comet in the end of the day? Well, it definitely is a small, cute, quirky little car that grabs a lot of attention no matter where you've parked it or if you're seen driving in it. In terms of its actual drivability, this car actually works really well in the city, especially in traffic, where you can just get through traffic because of its compact dimensions. The only place where this car falls a little short is in its suspension department. Slightly better suspensions that were a little more pliant, at least for roads as bad as we have over here in Pune, would have been a really good thing. I mean, apart from that 95% of the car, I am totally sold on it. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Till then,